For me to drag myself out to what would have been a lazy Sunday afternoon at home, out and about under somewhat increasingly temperamental weather, a place would have to be abundance in character and a story to tell. Hello again viewers, and welcome back to my channel. So in my humble opinion, Sunday roast is not something you would want to overthink about, let alone film oneself eating it. However, if the setting is right and there is an abundance of perhaps character coupled with some good honest cooking, then I'm compelled to experience it. And in this case, in this particular early 18th century Georgian building, albeit somewhat with some sort of mock Tudor pretensions also thrown in there. So it may look like another typical gentrified London pub. However, it started out life as a coffee house many years ago. So if you are new to the channel and you've been liking these particular videos, then your support will be greatly appreciated to help grow the channel. And to everyone who's been watching, and if you want to, then please give me a like and engage in the comment section. Feel free to share your experiences and memories of this particular Georgian pub. Okay, so enough waffling. I'm going to go inside, grab my table, so I'll see you in there. Okay, not the most ideal setting. It's dark, it's pretty loud, music's pumping, and it's quite busy. So you have to resort to more noise cancelling goodness and try to speak clearly as possible without yelling. Okay, so the menu, let's have a little cursory view. Of course, I shortcutted what I want for mains as it's a Sunday roast vlog, but I've had a lot of beef in the past few videos, so I'm going to just go for something, perhaps a wild mushroom and spinach Wellington. Yeah, something more vegetarian this time. Scan down through the puddings, rather good options here. Sticky toffee pudding, it's a classic pudding to have after a Sunday roast. The cherry almond coconut crumble looks quite tempting also. So of course I've ordered myself a landlord, Timothy Taylor's landlord, which is one of these safe go-to ale bitters to have in a pub. So this is, I think this is still a independent place, which is reassuring. Generally, well, my rule of thumb is the more independent it is, the better the food. Well, that's my take on it. And on behalf of the George Inn, cheers. I've had a chance with the lack of lighting in here, but of course it's very much in keeping with its Georgian aesthetics. Lots of dark wooden beams, but there's a little bit of modernisation here and there, but subtly done so. I can spot the odd bit of grey panelling and reupholstered leather and such, but it's still very much faithful to its character. So the George started out in the 18th century as a coffee house, believe it or not, and it's not the oldest coffee house in London, of course. They started as early as the 1600s. Turkish coffee was extremely popular in the capital back in the day, and was sold for as little as a penny a cup. So if we take that, if we run with that price and calculate how much it costs in today's money in terms of inflation, we're looking about £1.80 a cup. That's pretty good. How it turned into a pub, I don't know, or why it turned into a pub, but all I know is it's been running as a public house for so long that you'd say that the George as a pub would be its definitive incarnation. Oh, and of course the starters has landed. And so I've gone for starters a lobster and crab croquette with a bisque mayonnaise, shaved fennel, and I believe some thin slices of grapefruits, I've been told, but I can't see anything. Oh, here you go, there's a little slice there. Alright, let's have a little first crack at this. Here we go. It tastes more like a fish cake. So perhaps it's just a fish cake in another shape and form. Let's try the croquettes again with a little bit of mayonnaise. Yeah, I think the mayonnaise works really well. Adds a bit of a lightness to the richness of the croquette. So far, so good. Okay, anecdote time. There is a story of a man, a naked man, who was known to have chased pigs down along the Strand, or so it's been told. But yeah, not much information about it or whether it's true, but all I know is he's been immortalised on these. I'll just throw my camera around and show you. On top of these door and window frames, there you go. Chasing, not just the pigs, but some other farm animals, ducks, and chickens perhaps as well. And to add towards the George's list of credentials of unsavoury characters who used to frequent the pub, there's also a story of a certain Henry Perfect who was known, had a habit of impersonating vicars, perhaps to obtain money through ill-gotten gains. One day Henry Perfect's talent and perhaps luck ran out and he was caught, trialed and then sentenced to a all expenses paid, all-inclusive one-way holiday to Botany Bay in Australia. And of course, with the George being on the Strand, which is not too far from Fleet Street, well, just west of it, where you'll find other historical pubs such as the Old Cheshire Cheese and the Punch Tavern. Those pubs were frequented by the likes of the father of the English dictionary, Samuel Johnson, and of course Charles Dickens. So, yep, of course, they were former punters of this particular pub. And behold the wild mushroom and spinach Wellington, or is it a strudel? Can't be sure. But it looks rather good. It's a lovely presentation of it. There you go. Let's have a little close-up shot of it. Sorry, the lighting's pretty drab in here. It's very dimly lit, so the phone is working hard to compensate. So it won't be, the picture quality won't be as crisp as it normally would be, I'm afraid. So yeah, some roast potatoes there. Looks pretty good to me. Honey maple glazed carrots and wilted spinach. Yeah, lovely presentation, all looking very good. Okay, can I one hand this one? Is it? Oh yeah, it looks like it gives. There you go. I'll try not to make it slip off the plate, of course. Very gentle. Let's give this Wellington and strudel a taste. The pastry isn't that, it's not very flaky though, it's quite, you can see it's quite soft. Yeah, quite surprised by that. Here goes. Tastes surprisingly meaty. Yeah, if you didn't tell me there was no meat in here, I would probably have assumed there's some form of minced sausage style filling in there. It's really good. It's very plenty of savouriness, umami, all that good stuff. I can't make out what the gravy is. I have to read the menu notes again. Of course, it's going to be not something derived from animal produce, so it's going to be some vegetable-based stock. Actually, cutting into a nice crispier piece of roast potato here. This is much more like it. So, yeah, it's pretty good. You know what, I'm feeling a bit delicate today, so something like this actually suits me fine. I did eat quite a lot this weekend, so yeah, a lighter Sunday roast option fits the bill. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on with the pastry casing. It's very not soggy, just not as crispy or flaky as you expect it to be. The mushroom earthiness, as well as it's savoury, well seasoned, peppery, lovely bit of, see, not pumpkin seeds, are they? There's some like toasted sesame seeds there, they've been blackened. Yeah, it's not too bad. No self-respecting Georgian pub is without its own gamut of hauntings, and with the majority of the manifestations taking place perhaps in these very creaky staircases and in the cellar. It was some point in the 1970s when a contractor who rocked up for a little bit of work in the George pub went downstairs into the basement area or cellar area to perhaps do some work-related inspections. And then not long later dashed right upstairs completely terrified and straight to the bar. The landlord at the time was rather sympathetic to the contractor's shock and horror and comforted him with a rather stronger drink and perhaps played down the issue of the ghost sighting with an anecdote that his wife sees that ghost pretty much all the time. It is also said that another ghost also is a patron of this pub, and it's apparently a headless one. But then again, don't we all feel that way after a few rounds? I contradict myself sometimes. I did say that I was preferring something lighter for a bit of lunch this Sunday, but having had the vegan mushroom and spinach Wellington, oh, it's actually called a Wellington, here we go, left me rather, doesn't quite have the oomph, so I've decided to go for dessert. So I have elected to go for a pudding. Now the question is, which of the two? I'm not really interested in white chocolate, I'm not a fan of it. So it's going to be a shootout between the cherry and almond coconut crumble or your sticky toffee pudding. I've had sticky toffee pudding in previous vlogs, so now I want to try something a little bit different. So you can see where I'm going now. So I've just been told by the polite waitress that they are pausing food orders for about 5 to 10 minutes just to try and keep pace with the amount of customers in the pub, which suits me fine. It gives me time to settle down a little bit and perhaps gather my thoughts on how to close this vlog. I still actually got my first pint of the landlord. It's still here. I'm just labouring this one at the moment. Actually, I don't want to drink too much today. Just want to remain lucid to complete the vlog and see it through. Anyway, cheers again. And yes, indeed, I've been asked to leave my table as it's only 1 hour and a half allocated time. There's another party of a family of 6-7 people who needed that part of the pub. But thankfully there's more spare small solo tables, Billy No Mates corners, which is perfect, just the job for me. And so I've got my dessert. This pudding has landed. It's a crumble and it smells absolutely amazing. The warm aroma wafting away. Yeah, just something to cap off this pub visit with. Anyway, enough waffling, let's get down to eating. Okay, so let's go for our inaugural bite of the crumble. There you go, lovely digestive biscuits, I believe, brown sugar, some oats, some walnuts, apologies, almonds. Yeah, a nice mix of bits and pieces there. Certainly adds to the texture. So if I get the filling underneath. There you go. Alright, here we go. Perhaps I should put some of the custard in. So I kind of ruined the presentation now, haven't I? Give this a go. Yeah, so far so good. Okay, so as I'm getting through the pudding, I go over here, the aforementioned family group. They sound like tourists from across the pond. They have a certain way of projecting across the room, don't they? Yes, those are, of course, like with many gentrified London pubs, they are very tourist friendly, magnet towards holidaymakers, so visitors can experience a little bit of the London pub scene. I've just noticed there's quite a few cherries in this dessert, so it's quite a fun pudding to go through. Pick out what you like and eat it, yeah. Right, so I'm going to finish this off. and we'll close this vlog outside. So I'll see you in a little while. So there you have it, the George on the Strand experience. Overall, I could say that it was an enjoyable place to have a bit of Sunday lunch, or even just to have a beer or two, which is what a pub is all about, really. So I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. I'll leave it for you guys, or you folks, on the comment section to engage and just share your thoughts and experiences of this pub. And a big shout out to Jacob, Noah and Oliver. You know who you are. And I look forward to follow up again in the next video. So yeah, this time next week, or maybe even a little bit sooner. Yeah, we'll see what I will put together there and then. Okay, so thanks again for watching, everybody, and don't forget to give me a like, and those who've not subscribed to my channel, please support. It would be greatly appreciated. So I look forward to seeing you all again soon, so have a good time now.